Ladies and gentlemen of MIW, welcome into the third ever installment of the MIW podcast. Today's a very special one. Last week, as you all know, we had Cody Omega on the show, but this week we have a man of many characters. He's Lucian Gage, he's Sinister, and what's your other one? Haley Gage, yourself, and so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on to the show, Mr. Lucian Gage.
How y'all doing?
Good, my friend. How have you been?
Pretty good, man. Despite all that's going on.
Good
Can't
to
really
hear.
complain.
So we're gonna be reading comments, we're gonna be answering questions. Pretty much anything really. There's no hold barred. Nothing is planned for this one. Cody and I, as you guys are aware, we had a whole thing planned out last week. We knew where we were going. This one, it could go anywhere, okay? We have Sinister on the show. But starting off with the questions first of all, we asked this to everybody, asked it to Jack, asked it to Cody. How did you start in the EFED business?
Well, I've been playing 2K series since probably 14, I think it was. But I've never played online. Around 18, I started playing PvP a little bit here and there. 19, I got more into PvP, and then I come across somewhat of a PvP, and I kind of got into it, but I sucked at player versus player, you know. I couldn't get my ass kicked, you know. I thought it was good until I played other players. And then I messed around a little bit, and I run into Colton Clark in FMW, and I joined his Fed, and I seen what he was doing, and I fell in love with it. And then I got turned on to MIW, and I seen one of the shows. I think it was High Stakes, the first show I saw. And I really fell in love with it, man. It was just like the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. And I knew I had to be part of it. So I also knew how to step up my promos and all the other stuff. I couldn't just write promos, be bashful and shy and, you know, get over on it. So I had to step up my game as well. And that's pretty much how I got into it. Just luckily I met Colton and got an FMW, and, you know, it all went from there.
So do you still compete in FMW?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I get my Sinister still there. Damien, he's like, you know, here and there over there.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Yeah, I'll always be in FMW. That's my home. You know, that's where I started at. As long as FMW's around, I'll still be there, you know.
So I guess Colton was the first person that you got into contact with in the EFED business.
Well, he wasn't really. The first one was, I don't know if I want to drop names. There was one guy that I first met, and he had a Fed. He had one of them share button Feds. And I had a character named Israel. And he told me about it, and I got into it, and I couldn't promo for him. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't control none of the creativity of him. Couldn't control nothing he does. And he pretty much turned my character into a job. And I said, the hell with it. And just washed that character out and made a new one. And that's when I came up with the Damien and Lucian. And I almost stayed away from Fed until I come across Colton in FMW. And, you know, Colton treated me right. You know, he was doing things right. And he's progressed a lot with his, you know, Fed since I joined him, you know. I ain't saying he was a share button Fed when I joined him, but, you know, since the time he started, I started with him, and now he's progressed a lot. But, you know, so he wasn't really in the first one, but his first one that I liked, put that way.
Yeah, the first
one that I actually wanted to be part of.
I can understand that. Colton has progressed a lot. His Fed has.
Yes,
you can definitely see the evolution of it over the last year. He does a good job. He's a passionate guy. He's very passionate about this business. And someone else I'd love to have on here. Wrestling with Colton. But
he has a lot of knowledge about wrestling, a lot more than I do.
What was that?
He's got a lot of knowledge about wrestling, a lot more than I do.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Surprising, because you've been watching wrestling for decades before I was born.
I mean, I know wrestling, but to sit and name the moves and all that stuff, I couldn't do that. I know I can kick in the groin and DDT, but all the wrestling moves, the names of them, the proper how to call a match. I couldn't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you kind of get used to commentary as you go along. Some people are born natural into it, and some people you gotta learn it. I was not a natural when I first started commentating. Jeremy is here. What's up, Jeremy? Got Colton in the chat. He says, I fucking love you, bro. So there you go. Alright. But a question. You have all of these characters. I want to start off with, who was the first one that you ever made?
That I'm using now? Damien.
Damien?
Made Damien first. I made Damien, and when I made Damien, I already had mine. Excuse me. I know I don't have no damn COVID-19. When I made Damien, I already had in my mind his story. And I knew I was going to give him a brother. And so I had these stories built up in my head before I even made the characters on the game. So Damien was the first one I made. Then I made Sinister, Lucian. And so it's kind of like, but I think Lucian was actually the first one to get used in the EFED. Even though Damien's the first one I made. So Lucian is probably my first one to be used, but Damien's the first one I made.
Fair enough. That's what I was going to ask you. Starting from the first character you made to the last one, what are all the backstories of those characters?
Well, Lucian and Damien are obviously brothers, twins, but not, identical twins. The backstory is their mother was a nurse facility and they get, raped, which is not a good, like a taboo subject, and she got knocked up by the person and had twins and died during labor. So they was orphaned, and they spent most of the years in the orphanage until a situation happened where they were over in Scotland. And a situation happened when they was about 12, and where Sinister got his nickname Sinister from, and shipped to America, where they were split up. One went East Coast orphanage, one went to West Coast orphanage, and they were separated for most of the rest of their childhood until they become about 20 and they get reunited, and then become the rest get into the wrestling business. But I can go on and tell you, but I know we don't have much time. But
we've got all the time in the world.
It's pretty intriguing. I think it's an intriguing story. I put a lot of time in the story, but Lucian is kind of a situation happened where Lucian and Damien were used kind of like, but they were deemed unfit for adoption because of the way they were conceived, the circumstance of the conception, the rape, and the old Catholic orphanage and everything. They believe on that stuff. So Lucian, when he was about 12, they were used for kind of like enforcers. Kids get rowdy, they sent Damien and Lucian to deal with them. Well, one kid tried to run, they sent Lucian after him. After a few hours, they couldn't find him. They went looking for him, and they found Lucian at the edge of a cliff. And the kid that tried to run at the bottom of the cliff, dead on the rock. Lucian said it was an accident. They didn't believe. And the headmaster looked at him, said, "You're just one, sinister kid." And that's where Lucian, from there on, started calling himself Sinister. And after that, they were shipped over to America, like I said, split up. Then later on, they met down in Mexico whenever Damien was on a bounty hunt looking for Lucian because he had a bounty on him, and taught Lucian and coming back to America and doing his time, and they eventually met back up and got into the wrestling business.
That's really really well thought out. Do you just come up with this on the top of your head? Have you wrote this out before? Or?
I start writing, and that's what comes out.
It's really, really creative. I mean,
good job. I mean, even in FMW, I got myself, Jimmy Rollerson, myself character, controlled by my real account. It's going to come out eventually. He's going to be some storylines in it within mixed in with him too. But I don't want to put no spoilers out for FMW, but he's going to be in the mix somehow over there.
Okay, I mean, so of this whole story, obviously very elaborate. You thought it out. Usually stories like that are based off of something, maybe real life or somebody else's real life. Is that all creative writing, or is it based off of anything, or?
Me and my brother didn't have a real good childhood together. I mean, we had a good childhood, but we didn't get along together. We always fought growing up. Didn't really see eye to eye. And as we become adults, that changed. We get real close, become real close together. And even now we're real close, a lot closer than we've ever been as kids. And that had some influence on the story. The orphanage part, my real mother, she kind of I don't even know I didn't think I was 5 years old last time I saw my dad. I got in contact with him through Facebook when I was, my adult years, but never really met him. He passed away a few years back, so I didn't get to meet him. My grandmother raised me and my brother, so the abandonment issue there was in the story a little bit. So, my mom gave us my grandma to raise. So there's a little bit of the my own stuff in the story. Not as elaborate as the story is, but obviously, but there is some of me in there. So yeah, I mean, I put my own little story into it a little.
And they always say, the best characters and the best stories are kind of like yourself, turned up to the 10th degree. It's a quote from, I think it was JR, Irish Stone Cold JR. So you're definitely doing a good job.
Doing a good job there. Yeah, and even with Damien and with Lucian, I've got a little bit of myself in both of them because I'm a real chill person. I'm a good person. I didn't always used to be, but I do have a temper, and if I lose, I don't know what I do sometimes. So I do have a little bit of that good and a little bit of evil in me. So a little bit of Cain and Abel. So I mean, I always put a little bit of myself in everything I do. So
let's see if we have any questions. Yeah, sorry guys, my chat's kind of fucking up.
Yeah, I can't even see the chat. All I see is looks like Conor McGregor, picture of Conor McGregor.
Yeah, that's my profile picture. Okay, the question from Jeremy. This is what I was actually going to get into next. Which is good timing. Who were some of your early influences in both in Fed and wrestling?
My first biggest influence was Kevin Sullivan. I've always been into the creative part of wrestling, creative part of EFED. So my biggest influence was Kevin Sullivan, which was to me was like the innovator of the entertainment side of wrestling, the promo side. He's one person that go out there and did the crazy promos with the purple haze, the mist lake coming by the water and at the ocean and stuff. And Undertaker, obviously, I love the Undertaker, man, big Undertaker fan. Triple H, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, I didn't used to be that much into Edge until you got into that rated R superstar, But yeah, those are my biggest ones. Billy Jack Haynes, Black Jack Mulligan, a lot of the old school wrestlers. As for EFED was Killswitch, man. I love Killswitch. First time I saw Killswitch come out, I remember it felt like I was a kid again seeing the Undertaker come out, man. I just loved that character, the way Jeremy built it up and everything surrounding it, just the mystique of it. was awesome, man. I don't know, man. I hate marking out on something like that, but it reminded me of when I was a kid and seen Undertaker for the first time. And ain't too many times you get that feeling about something. And I feel real passionate about the E-Fed, man. I'm real passionate about MIW, and I love that feel whenever I see the show come on. And it's hard to explain sometimes, but I don't get that feeling about WWE or AEW no more. But I get it when I watch MIW or FMW or any W. I still get that feeling with them shows. I don't get that with WWE and shit. So yeah, Kill Switch was definitely my favorite E-Fed wrestler. Jack Lee, I love his style of wrestling. My favorite, and there's a bunch of them. I love Corey Heck. I love his promo style. What he does with promos. Cody Omega, the god of promos. What he does. Even Justin Klein, the way he does this character, he's a perfect freaking heel. He hate him. Everybody hates him. Just so many people that are so great at doing this. It's hard to really pin down. Just a few of them. Even you with your Mac Wonder Jr., man. Sometimes I just want to freaking choke you out. But then you turn around with Mike Storm and like, yeah, what's up, brother? It's like you switch from good to evil so quick. It's like it's unreal how y'all do that and stuff. It's just so many great people in this company and NEW and FMW that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is, man. I definitely agree. We have some of the best storytellers in the community. Storytellers in the community. Maybe the best storytellers in the community.
Definitely, no doubt.
Alright, let's see if we have anybody. Questions, or I'll just get into one of my own. Alright. Doesn't look like we do yet. Okay. Noah Youngblood, what's up?
What's up, Noah?
Okay, so I guess while we wait for people to ask some questions, I'll ask a few of my own. I said this to Jack, and I kind of went over it with Cody, but not really. Who are your top 5 dream opponents in E-Fed that you haven't already faced?
Number 1 would be Kill Switch. I'd love to face Kill Switch. Sinister. Rob Roman, which I'm going to be facing him pretty soon. Let's see. That I haven't faced yet. Really, I mean, there's a few. I haven't really been in the business that long to really explore that much other than just MIW and NEW, which all family. So, I mean, other than Kill Switch and Robin, Watkins. I haven't faced you as Mike Storm. I'd love to kick, Justin Klein's ass in the ring. There's a few people I like to kick their asses, but I definitely, you, Rob, Kill Switch. I wish I had an opportunity to have a feud with Cody, but the way it went down, it is what it is.
That's what I was gonna ask next. Do you ever wish you had Cody? A legitimate match with?
I do, man. I wish. I understand his situation. He don't have his heart in it no more. It's not that he don't have his heart in it, but he's got life. Life happens, and he's got kids to take care of and family to take care of. You got to work, so I understand. But I do wish I could have had a real feud with him and a real match with him instead of it going down the way it did. But I'm glad that he he was okay with me being the one that did it. So I mean, that was an honor right there in itself. And you know, and like I said, it is what it is. But I would definitely love to work with him more than whatever, more than just cashing in my money in the bank case,
Hello, country.
I don't know about promo wise because he eat my ass up on promos.
He'd beat your ass on promos.
I still can't get a hot tub without freaking thinking about him.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go over this next because I think what I'm about to ask is basically gonna cover what I wanted to ask anyway. Colton wants to know your greatest achievement in EFED.
Taking this title from him.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna go into that.
I mean, what else did I beat Cody Omega for his world title. I mean, I did something that nobody else could do. I mean, it didn't go down the way I wanted it to go down, but I did it nonetheless.
So, let's elaborate on that. How did that whole thing come about? Did you know you were going to win the championship? Or
I had no idea. I had a feeling that because I knew Cody retired, so I had a feeling Cody was going to, lose the belt. I thought, when I first seen the card and he was facing Coda, I'm like, they're going to put the title on at the event. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then Cody won the match. I'm like, well, shit. Well, I guess they're going to, take it from next week or something like that. Because I figured they were going to take the belt from him because I knew he retired. And then all of a sudden I see me come out and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, I was like freaking out, I'm like, what am I doing out there, And because I had no idea. I mean, I wasn't even on the card. I'm like, okay, I still watch the show because I love it, whether I'm on it or not. And I come out there with a briefcase and cashed it in, and I'm like, I was like, oh man, I was like a kid on Christmas morning coming down seeing a brand new bicycle under the Christmas tree, man. I was freaking out, even though Mom, never got me a Christmas bikes for Christmas, but I was like freaking out, man. I was giddy like a little girl, man. I was fucking grinning from ear to ear, and that was a big surprise. And I'm glad I didn't know because, man, that surprise was just awesome, man.
Definitely, dude. And I think outside of course, the first ever MIW champion, Kenny Omega for whatever reason. You are the guy who came to MIW and in the shortest time of being here became MIW champion. But you've earned your stripes from top to bottom. I mean, you've come in, you've outperformed everybody on the roster, blown away pretty much everybody on the roster, and you've definitely earned your spot. So again,
that, man.
Congratulations to you. Good luck with the title reign, man. I'm enjoying it so far.
I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, I've always said, man. I mean, it's great having the title, but I'm not one of the people that have to have a title. I just love the stories. As long as I'm in a good storyline, I'm good. I'm good to go. If I have a title, that's just icing on the cake.
Cody just put ... Oh my god. Okay, would you be down for Cody Omega versus Lucian Gage in a beard versus hair match? The loser has to shave. And this is real life too. You gotta chop that shit off.
I know. That's why I'm gonna think about that one. How about this? A beard versus him had to come back to wrestling for a good 2 years.
You got to what?
If I lose, I shave my beard. If he loses, he has to stay in MIW and wrestle for another 2 years at least.
What do you say, Cody?
Yes, come out of retirement, stay out of retirement.
Colton is upset that you're not in your hot tub.
I thought about doing it from my hot tub, but now I'm not going to do it. I don't want all the women going crazy.
Oh, God. Okay, but yeah, you winning the MIW championship was a very predictable response. That's not many people have been MIW champion in history. Lucian Gage has, but what are some, I guess, lesser known moments that you're proud of from your career?
Facing big country into the ice for the NEW World Championship, that was pretty cool, you know. Rob put me in that situation where me and country fought for the first ever NEW World Championship. I lost, but, you know, still, I mean, it was an honor to be in that match.
Was this on AOH?
Oh, yeah, that was my bad. AOH. And see, I'm already getting mixed up on when Coach put me in that situation. And AOH to fight for big country for the world title. I mean, that was like a big honor, you know. And Rob must be talking about me. But yeah, that was, you know, also wasn't as big as me beating Cody for the title, but it was a big honor. You know, I didn't win. But as Sinister, you know, 2-time FMW Global Champion, that was, you know, pretty. But I don't think anything will ever top me winning the MIW World Championship. I can't really see anything ever topping that.
What if you beat Cody in an actual one-on-one match to win the title?
Well, I mean, that would be a dream. We all know that probably will never happen.
Okay. The stipulations that Cody has laid down, if he agrees to that, but he has 2 extra ones for you. You gotta shave the beard, sell the hot tub, and you're only allowed to shower when it rains.
Well, seeing how it ain't rained in Florida about a month, I can't do that. We're in a dry spell right now.
Okay, yeah, Colton's idea, put it in a top 5. Number 1 being Cody. What is 4, 3, and 5?
3 and 5. Alright. Come on, my moments?
Yeah.
Cody, number 1. Big country, into the ice. The first time I won the FMW Global Championship in Purgatory. Second time I won the FMW Championship in Purgatory. And signing with MIW. I mean, that's probably mixed into all of them, but, you know, it definitely, yes, just being signed with MIW was like, you know, probably the biggest boost in my career. Effect career, you know, that there's been. Because, I mean, MIW is the place to be. And I'm getting better than that. You know, I've had people hitting me up trying to get me to come to their shows, and I ain't gonna lie, I thought about it, but, you know, and then I talked to you, and I talked to Jeremy, and I take y'all's advice. Y'all tell me do what I want, but I take everybody's advice that I talk to, and I make a decision. I think I just stay just in MIW for now. Obviously, FMW and NEW, what I call our home fed, our family fed. But yeah, signing with him in MIW is definitely a big deal to me because, I mean, it was great. After I saw it, I had to be part of it. And when Jeremy finally gave me a shot, I was freaking tickled. I can't wait to Sinister get to speak.
Cody Omega says one word, gutless.
What was that?
He said gutless.
Who's
Cody.
Cody.
See, I would do that, but right now hygiene is a very important thing right now. You know, I can't. With all this shit going on, you know, not showering is not a good idea. And I need my hot tub to take my baths, you know, because I can't fit in mine, you know, remember?
Oh man.
Oh man.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay, so
we
talked a little bit about your characters.
Now let's
talk a little bit about
you.
I know this because you've told me
I know this because you've told
you've
me
never really got into it. I get you lived through the time of the old South wrestling back in the 80s, right?
Back in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that, just growing up.
Tell us about that, just growing
on that
up
style of wrestling and how it
on that
is
style of wrestling
today, how
and
different
how
it
it is today, how different that is.
Oh man, it's like night and day, you know. Back then, it was all about the wrestling. I mean, you still had your promos and the entertainment side of it. There was really no storylines to it. It was just, I hate you and you hate me, let's fight, you know. You had Harley Race, you know, Blackjack Mulligan, you know, you had what was that one, old age kicking in, I don't remember names no more. But Captain Lou Albino, you know, as manager, you know, you just had you had over the top characters like you do now. You didn't have that big storyline, like I said. You know, it just people had grudges, and that was it. And they just wrestled for 20 minutes in a ring. You know, instead of 5 minutes or 20 minutes of talking and 5 minutes of wrestling like you do nowadays. And you watch an episode of WWE, it's 3 hours long. 2 hours of it be cut scenes or promoing or talking backstage or whatnot, and it didn't used to be like that. It used to be more about the wrestling, the skills. But one thing, the performers nowadays are a lot more, and healthier, a lot more in shape than they were back in the days. I could have been wrestling back in them days. I don't know if I could last 20 minutes in the ring though, but.
Okay, we'll ask that in a second.
But it was entertaining either way. This generation, that generation, both have its own values. I can appreciate both generations for what they are. I enjoy this generation too. For me, right now, the last couple of years, wrestling has been kind of stale. Ever since they left the Attitude Era, it's just been kind of stale for me.
Okay. So you mentioned to me. Mustn't have been less than a week ago. You mentioned that you regret not ever going into wrestling training. Did you ever have the opportunity?
Yeah, when I was about 17, there's no wrestler manager named Sir Oliver Humperdinck. He approached me and offered me, send me to Funky Cat and had me trained, and he said he'd manage me. By the time I was 17, my grandma, she wasn't doing all that great, and I didn't want to leave her. And I turned him down, and he tried to talk me into it, but I kept on turning him down. And, I just think back, I'm like, man, if I wouldn't done that, I could have been looking at the Hall of Fame, WWE Hall of Fame right now, or I could have been a bust, broke a damn neck or something like that. You never know. I regret not at least trying it, So, yeah, I did have the opportunity. I just didn't take it.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate, but maybe there's still something for you in the business. I mean, there's always somebody.
Yeah, AEW hire anybody.
I mean, they're hiring referees.
I mean, they're hiring
I don't know how well
referees.
you do with
I
you're
don't
like
know how
6'7",
well you do it.
400
You're like
pounds on you.
6'7",
I don't know if that
400
would
pounds
make
on
a
you.
realistic
I
referee.
don't know if that would make a realistic referee.
Well, they got damn boys in the jungle boy and his dinosaur. Hell, maybe another dinosaur.
You never know. Could be.
Could be.
Alright. Moving back into the call thing.
Moving back into the
Colton
call
wants to
thing.
know
Colton
what
wants
in
to
your
know
mind right now is in store
what
for the
in your
future
mind
of
right
each of
now
your
is in
cores.
store
I guess starting with Damien.
I guess starting with Damien.
What was that?
What is in mind for the future
What is
of
in
all of
mind
your
for the
cores?
future of all of your cause?
I'd like to eventually run them as a tag team. I like to run a tag team with them, which right now we don't have a tag team division in MIW. Hopefully that'll change soon. Of course, he knows what's going on in FMW, so I don't want to spoil that for everybody in FMW, so I ain't going to talk much about that. But in MIW, maybe one day if we had a tag team division, I would like to run as a tag team. NEW right now, Damien's not involved in NEW, so I like to see Sinister get a little more involved. Right now he's kind of in limbo in NEW. I know me and Jeremy talked about him bringing him into MIW for something. A little excited about that. Let's see how that goes. I don't think Sinister's ever had a match in MIW. So that'd be, if he does come in, it'd be his debut there. It'd be the first time he's ever been in the MIW.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay, so
I
guess we're a little hard pressed for questions right now.
we're a little hard pressed for questions right now, and I guess
I'm just not that interested.
So
I know I'm no Cody Omega.
Cody Omega. Nah, you're better than Cody. Fuck you, Cody.
Fuck you, Cody.
At least I'm not making you mute your mic while so I can belittle you.
Alright, so I guess we're gonna start wrapping things up now. But I want to give you the time. If there's anything that you want to talk about, you can go for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's really up to you. Anything?
It's really up to you.
I just a few things I'd like to talk about, but I'm not gonna really get too much into them because I don't want to, step on nobody's toes and piss nobody off just yet. But some things have been happening around these e-feds that kind of, I'm seeing the dark side of the e-feds world. It's starting to make me sick. A lot of cutthroat shit going on. I've seen people that I watched and I've heard about how they're legends in the business, and you get to working with them, you find out they're just not what you think. And it's sad, that people can't get along in this business. I mean, it is a game, and it's supposed to be made for fun. We're supposed to be having fun, and people need to get back to that. People need to remember that it's all for fun, especially now with all this shit going on with the quarantines and self-isolation. We don't need people going stir crazy, getting all been out of shape over words and my fed's better than your fed, this and that bullshit. So people just need to remember this is all for fun, man. It's a escape from reality to give us something to enjoy out of the everyday bullshit we deal with. And that's pretty much it. They just need to keep that in mind.
I definitely agree.
Country. And nobody's making money off this. Nobody's getting paid.
Country says fuck what people think.
Agree.
What up, Country?
Alright, so I guess on that note, we're gonna wrap things up here. So let's see if anybody else has any questions, and we're gonna start wrapping things up.
already.
Doesn't look like it. But anyway, guys.
Doesn't look like it.
That's
But
been
anyway, guys.
episode 3 of the podcast.
That's been episode 3 of the podcast.
Mr. Damien Gage, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on.
I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate it, man.
Alrighty. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's been episode 3 of the MIW podcast. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the MIW network for Total Domination live every Tuesday and the podcast following shortly after. I will have an announcement on the Facebook group maybe 30 minutes from now, announcing who the guest is for next week. That has been the episode with Lucian Gage / Damien Gage. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next week for episode 4. Peace.